All right, so today we're going to do determinants and Cramers rule. So determinants are pretty simple once you get the hang of it. So for determinants, this is a matrix. But to find the determinant, it's these vertical bars. And they're not absolute value bars, they're just vertical bars. So here's how you do it. You multiply diagonals and subtract them. So negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20. 3 times 5 is 15. And then you do bottom number minus the top number. So 20 minus 15 is 5. So that's for a 2 by 2 matrix. 3 by 3 is a little bit more complicated because there's more work that happens. So if we start doing this one, we'll do 1 times negative 3, get an answer. Then we'll do negative 1 times 5, but there's nothing to complete the diagonal. So we need to expand essentially. So these right here, these columns, we have to rewrite these two columns. Then you'll see why in a second. So 1, negative 5. And it's important to write neatly for these. Okay, so we rewrite our columns. And so again, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3, right? Negative 1 times 5 times 0 is 0. 1 times negative 5 times 2 is 10. So negative 3 plus 10 is going to give me 7. Now you go the other way, top. 0 times 1 times 1, 0. Negative 2 times 5 times 1, negative 10. Negative 3 times negative 5 times negative 1 is going to be negative 15. So negative 10 minus 15 is going to give you negative 25. Okay. And then you do bottom minus top. So 7 minus negative 25. So that means 7 plus 25, which is 32. Okay, so that's the determinant of the second one. The final one, you're gonna have to use your calculator. So this one, this is a system of equations, but in 3 variables. So there's 3 equations, 3 variables. There's an algebraic way of doing it, and there's a way of using determinants to do it. However, for our class, I'm gonna show you how to do it in a calculator to make it faster for you. Okay, so if you take out your calculator, and then when you write this down, these right here, these are your coefficients next to the x, next to the y, next to the z. If you don't have something, it's going to be a 0. Okay, so now we're going to go to our calculator. Okay. So if you go to the calculator, you should remember how to essentially pull up a what's it called? The matrix button. It's right here under the delete button. So you click on that. Click on this one. Yes, we want 3 rows. Yes, we want 3 columns. So press OK. And now you're going to type in leading coefficients. So if you look at the first equation, it's negative 3, 5, negative 5. Look at the second equation. It's negative, right? It's negative x, so it's negative 1. It's y, which is 1, and it's z, which is 3. For the final equation, it's negative 4 for the x, 3 for the y. There is no z, so we put 0. Okay? Then take your cursor and go outside the matrix. Click on the multiplication sign. Okay? Then click on the matrix button again. But we're going to change it this time. Don't press OK. Yes, we want 3 rows, but we only want 1 column. So we're going to tab, change it to 1, and press OK. I'm sorry, one thing right before that. Let's delete that. Right when you get outside the matrix, you're going to press this little caret key and type in negative 1. That's going to mean inverse. That's going to take the inverse of this matrix. That's essentially what initiates Cramer's rule for the calculator. Now, once you've typed that negative 1 as an x1, then you go on the outside. Click on the box. 3 rows, 1 column. And here you're going to type in, oops, sorry, multiplication sign right there. Here you're going to type in what the equation actually equals. So 8, negative 8, and 9. Press enter, and there's your answer. That's your x, that's your y, that's your z. So then your final answer, the way you would write it. So the work that I would need from you here essentially is just how you would type it into your calculator. So -3, -1, -4, 5, 1, 3, -5, 3, 0. Okay, inverse. Sorry, it's not determinant. Inverse multiplied by what the matrix is equal to 8, -8, and 9. And then your final answer will be -6, -5, -3. So x is -6, y is -5, and z is -3. All right, that's it. The homework is posted under the assignments.